Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was on a trip for 30 days, just came back on October 11th at night, and today is October 14, 2023, just for the record, at 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. So we can go back and check here on the Caspa. Hash rate is 48.5 pentahash. It was about, when I came back, was about 50, over 50. I think it was 51, I believe. Did it hit 51? Pretty sure it did. Oh, look at that. That's when I, right before I left, it was about 20 pentahash here. So let's see for a month. Yeah. So it was 21 pentahash when I left. It jumped over a little bit over 50 pentahash. But I remember seeing it on the cusp like 50.5 or almost 51. That was like, whoa. Yeah, so that's where we are. So my previous calculation, let's take a look. So yeah, another thing we just, about a week ago, it was the Caspa block reward reduction from 175, I believe, to 165.9, right? So the next reduction is going to be in 22 days to 156. So that's another part to consider, and that's what we did account in my ROI calculator here. So I have every reduction here. See, like from 175, now we at 165. It was on October 6th, the switch to 165 per block reward, and the next one is gonna be to 155 November 6th, right? So that's all here in considering all those items. However, I had 2.6% increase before, if you remember my last video, and the rates actually, I figure, almost close to 3% right now. So we're gonna get to the hash rate. Today is 14 and it's a 49, so roughly, yeah, it was already over 50, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit 50 pretty close soon, and it's possibly even more, probably around 60 by the end of the month. So we'll see, we'll watch it, then we can change percentage, but and then it may gonna slow down, but not sure if it's gonna hit 70 by the end of the month. Probably not, but we'll see that how quickly it goes up. Now I think the reason for it, you all know, majority of the reason the hash rate went up quickly is because the new firmware was released for KS0 miners, right? So on KS0 miners, I've got average hash rate 133, and 158. So the highest is 160. The firmware, right? So I was trying to upgrade to that firmware while I was in on my trip in Europe, and I didn't want to cause any damages to equipment since I'm running on 12 volt system. From, if you remember, I switched to the server PSU to provide enough power just from single PSU for all 6 KS0. And so when I was switching the rest of the KSO, only one was able to hold up with the close to 160, right? 158.9 average rate. So I think it's around 160 right here on my miner 3. That was from batch 2. However, the number 1 and 2, first batch miner, second batch, and third batch, I didn't get them to 160. I got them to 140. So there was 3 different firmware upgrades, 220, 240, and 260 from T-Swift, which was kind of nice. So if you're not stable on 160, you can try 140 or 120, which is a lot better than running on 100 gigahash. I did a test. I actually ran it for roughly for about I want to say like 3 days, 5 days. When I was on the trip, I switched them. I upgrade firmware on one of them, and I noticed right away that I'm getting more Caspa a day, like about 5-6 Caspa more a day if I go only to 120 gigahash, and then on 140 if it's even more, and then 160 obviously this is the best performance. So just to test it out, make sure it's not fake hash rate that it just reported to pool and then you don't get the rewards. So it is all legit. I do get roughly, so if we look at our table, right, like how we calculate, we should be getting, so if we're running at 100 gigahash, we'll be, as of today, but with the 48 pentahash, 165 block reward, right, two of those numbers to consider right now. It will be around 29 to 30 Caspa. Let's round it up, 30 Caspa a day, right? So now if we upgrade to 120, we're getting 36 Caspa, 140, 40, almost 2 Caspa, and 160. The reason I'm using like 158 because it's not really total 160. It's like a little bit lower, right? Just to get the real numbers. So 41, 47. So it's about 6 more Caspa a day between these two, and it's almost 17, 18 Caspa more. So that's more than, it's a 60% basically upgrade, which is crazy. If you think about all total hash rate on the network, and what we saw was 20 gigahash, 20 pentahash, right? 21 pentahash, let's say about 10 pentahash, or was on the KS0, then roughly like you're getting almost 6 pentahash immediately without buying anything, just to upgrade your firmware, correct? Now, on another hand, the KS1 and KS2 also got the updated firmware, which added 20%. That's another huge increase. Now KS3L have option to upgrade with the hardware, which I haven't chance to do it, but I've seen several videos that you could upgrade your KS3L hardware, and by purchasing from ICERIVER, just getting this board KS3M. So somebody tried, I think Greater Good Miner posted the video. That's one of his favorite YouTuber did upgrade, and was successful with this board, but he used the board that T-Swift recommends that has a different chip in it in order to upgrade KS3L. So anyways, we'll see how it works. I ordered 2 of these. It should come by Monday, hopefully, and I'll try on the 1 unit first just to see if it really works or not. Now another thing is the prices for all Caspa miners, KS0s, ICERIVER miners, went down by a lot too, especially KS1 and KS2. So let's take a look and compare those miners ROI in the real time, just like for today's reward, right? And and the hash rate obviously it's changing through block reward reduction and all that, and the Caspa pool hash rate increase. So it's all gonna change, but just to compare between all 4 of these miners, or 5 miners, right? So we have KS0, KS1, KS2, KS3M, and KS3. We don't have any more KS3L. So if we get all of them to compare and upgrade firmware on KS0 to 160, just let's assume we can do 160, it will get 110 watts, right? And then we can do KS1 to almost 1200 gigahash. So that's almost, it's going to increase power also, like, I think it's around 850 watts, something like that. And then on the, I'm not sure if you can get 2400 on KS2. I haven't really found the video. I've seen KS1 upgraded, but not KS2, but probably the same thing. You can get there and probably add another, so it'll be around 1600 probably watts. Now KS3M, KS3L, you can upgrade, but eventually if we upgrade these two guys, I think they, let's take a look. If we upgrade my existing to 6000, my ROI dates getting better. It's just leftover of 200 days, 217, but still a lot more because my balance still bigger on KS3L. I still like have to mine 13,000 and 14,000, and you can buy for 12,000 just the new, which saves you almost $2,000. That's crazy to think about that. Obviously there could be taxes and fees and the COD shipping and all that too. However, it's kind of crazy to think about that, and especially KS2 and KS1. So if we compare those prices, the price per gigahash now, it's actually best for KS2. If it's upgradable firmware just like that, you can get a lot better results and the best ROI out of all the miners, right? Because of the what you can get in 183 days ROI. The next one is KS3M, obviously, and then KS1, and then following with KS3, and then KS0, obviously. KS0, even with the firmware upgrade, 260 gigahash, still not as good. Is the last one in this line. So $1.83 per gigahash on KS2 if our upgrade firmware works to 2.4 terahash. I hope that's what it is, but need to confirm that. As or not, it's just, it's pretty accurate on the other items, right? And yeah, obviously my 26 gonna change here to 3100 watts. So let's see, yeah, so it adds a little bit dates. So look at this. If I buy today a new KS3M, it will arrive faster than my two of these. That's just crazy to think about that, especially with the Caspa price drop to 4.3 cents. Now, on the other hand, if the price goes up, and I still have some Caspa I didn't sell, I kept most of the Caspa for my KS3L. The second one I'm not selling any, but I'm selling the some of it on the first batch KS3L. So obviously, if the price on Caspa up, then it's gonna reward a lot quicker and ROI a lot quicker than the new one, obviously, right? So that's pretty simple math, but it's all assumptions, so not really something gonna happen or will happen. It may happen. So now two more things here, what happened in the months, right? So with the KS3L, on the first one I mined 80,000 Caspa for the last 30 days from September 12 to October 13 or October 12th. On the 13th I just took the numbers, and it's with today Caspa price, it's close to 3,400, 3,440, right? In dollars, US dollars. On the second one I did only 66,000 Caspa, and that is 2,800 $100, 28.74, and it's 13,000 cost per less, so it's 570 cost per less. I mine with my second one. You would ask why. There are two identical miners. Yes, they're correct, but on the second batch, it was not one of my unlucky miner, because a lot of those reported with the bad PSU, and I got bad PSU on September 9. It failed right before my trip. I ordered one, and the warranty order through ICERIVER, and I got it shipped. It came in about 6 or 5 days, I believe. So pretty quickly. However, I was on a trip, so I had to train my son before I left how to replace it. I was worried about damaging equipment and stuff. So I have to show him a couple times to remove the existing and put it back, so he has a full hand on it. And when the actual shipment came in, he was successfully replaced by September 16, I believe. And on September 16, I started getting back all of my hash rate. So that's my loss of $570, which actual supply is like power supply PSU is only like $199, right? But I couldn't get it so quickly, even though I ordered extra one, just to have it just in case, right? So I got the replacement from ICERIVER through the T-Swift, and then I ordered one from him, and I ordered one extra. So I have 2 spare ones just in case something goes wrong. I don't have to wait 5 days and lose more than the cost of the actual PSU. So that's what I have for my second KS3L. Basically, that's the update why I got the less cost per M. On KS0, I was mining on the pools with the different hash rates, obviously, and was playing around with the solo mining. So at first I started mining solo on 4 of my KS0, and they were doing a lot better than just mining on the pool. For the first 10 days, I think I got 6, 7, like 13 blocks I hit, which is insane. So it was a lot better performance than just doing on the pool. However, lately they not doing very well. Like I almost hit the block every like 2 or 3 days, almost 3 days on 2 KS0, and on my 1 KS0 I don't know, it's been like 4 days already, and I didn't hit the block, so I kind of a little bit like disappointed. I would mine probably better on solo, doing 160 and doing about 47 cost per day. I would already get like probably 150 at least solid, but if I hit the block, then it's rewarding because I get 165 cost per right away, right? So if it's every 3 days I can hit the block, then it's obviously better, but it's not doing that right now. Not sure why. I got a feeling that the solar pool gets kind of lucky. As you start mining the first week, you kind of get like, hey, boom, you start hitting those blocks, kind of beginner luck or what, I don't know. That's just my expression. So I switched recently, just on October 12 when I came, on October 11 actually, just when I came, one of my KS3L, I switched to solar pool. So I'll show you guys the result of 3 days. It's not full 3 days, but it's almost. It's going to be 3 days and 6 more hours. So let's take a look. I've got one of them on the pool, right? So let's take a look. So this one is. Oh, by the way, another test I did before we go there, which may be interesting for you, but I did, while I was on a trip, I decided to upgrade my first KS3L to the new firmware that available on the ICERIVER website, right? So just everybody was telling like, hey, it's more stable, you know, you get stable hash rate, which is really absolutely true. So I'll show you the results. So I upgraded firmware on this one. I kept the original firmware on my second one, and let's take a look at the results. So this is the upgraded firmware. You could see right there at the bottom of the screen on my first miner. So this is the miner one. Okay, and then my second KS3L I kept, and this is the original 3R0811. August 11, I guess, or that refers to the date, and this is just like 5977-449. So this is upgraded firmware. So I ran them for 10 days as a test on the same pool, hum pool, 2 different wallets, so we can get a good idea. And then I punched the result in Excel. So look what happened for these two. So my first one that I upgraded on the first batch, firmware updated on 9/23. So I started the test on 9/23 while I was on a trip. I could do it remotely. Just connected to my computer at home on remote desktop. Downloaded firmware, upgraded, everything went smoothly. Restarted the miner, the KS3L, right? And the results are very close. I want to say pretty identical. It's only 100 CASPA difference. Actually, the not updated firmware did 100 CASPA more in 10 days, which, I mean, it's not a huge difference really, but something to kind of to look at, like really does it help you firmware or not? I'm not really sure how to look at it. Yes, on the actual look at how straight is the line. So this is upgraded firmware. So the hash rate on the dashboard are really smooth, really nice. However, if you go on the pool on the same miner, by the way, I switched it to Solomine. Wait, did I switch to Solomine this one? Yeah, so I switched. Wait, something wrong here. 263. Oh yeah. It is different pool now. Yeah, right there. Okay. So this one is the first one with upgraded firmware, is still on the pool. However, look at the pool chart, and nothing really changed. You know, I'm going to 6 terahash, down to 2 terahash, 7 terahash, down to 4. So even, well, it's a little smoother here, but it's still going up and down. So it's not like, you know, I had 8.4 terahash. I don't know what's going on. So on the actual pool report, slightly different, almost same as it used to be on my doesn't have any more data here, but kind of nothing changed really on the pool. It still went up and down, where on the dashboard this one is really smooth with the updated firmware. My first one and the second one, where I didn't upgrade firmware, just going up and down. So that's the only difference I noticed. Nothing on the temperatures. So the firmware updated here. I ran on the 100% fan speed here on the first one. Second one, I think I did change to 90%. I want to say no, also 100%. So all the same settings, everything the same. They performed identical, I want to say, with the slight difference with the where the not updated firmware actually was a little better performance, right? Not huge. Anyways, just something to look at. So what else here? Yeah, so beside that, I'm really waiting for the to test out this new feature to be able to get 6 terahash from my KS3L to upgrade them to similar to KS3M version. That would be really nice. It will add. So let's take a look how much was the difference between 5 and 6. Yeah, actually almost $13 or as of right now, which kind of ridiculous now. I mean, it was a lot more, but on the monthly basis it's close to $400 a month, which is, you know, which is big. I think $400 a month just by to be able to upgrade firmware or the hardware. So there should be a firmware coming out. T-Swift mentioned that I just should wait and see if it's come out. Try it. It didn't work on every device, KS3L. What he mentioned is it's out of 3, they were able to successfully upgrade on 2 of them firmware, and then the third one they had to do hardware because whatever they did, it didn't work for the firmware upgrade. So I'm not sure what the issue there, but I didn't see officially came out the firmware upgrade, so I'm gonna be trying to do the board switch first, and then I'll report back to you, see if it works. So one of a YouTuber already tried it, it worked, so I hope for that, keep my finger crossed. Now quickly let's go back to this data here. So now we are no ROI for KS0, no date with this kind of price and with this kind of hash rate going up is crazy. On my second batch, same problem, nothing gonna happen until the Caspa price gonna change. Yeah, so we need to really go with the Caspa price. If you notice, I did the power rate here updated, which I have 2 options here. One starts summer rate average, and then I have winter rate for Sacramento area, which 2 different rates on the SMOT, and this is average per day. They have by hours, but I run 24 hours, so its averages in summer 18 cents, and then winter 11 cents, and it started in October, on 1st of October already. Better rate, so you could see, even though the hash rate going up, I'm getting more rewards, because after power I'm getting better, just because my power rate 7 cents less, which is a good news for here for California if you're on the summer and winter rates. But however, the KS0, I don't have a good news. It's not gonna ROI with this Caspa price. It needs to be at least 5 cents, I believe, or more. Let's try to change to 5 cents, see how it works. So on the 5 cents, yes, I'm gonna be able to ROI almost in 2 years on the first batch. Not on the second batch. Let's take a look. KS3L, my KS3L, not even better. It's even with the 5 cents, I'm not gonna ROI any longer. So that is a pretty bad news, even though, like, look, I'm getting $1 more because of the utility rates, October through May, a lot better, but still not gonna ROI. And my first and second ICERIVER is just out of question. Well, let's compare the as of October. Right now we are on 13, right? 14. So my balance on the first one should be 13,779. Let's check it out. 13,000. Yeah, so it's not even reporting the correct version of it. Oh, because I changed to 5 cents. Sorry. Yeah, it's 44.3 cents. Here you go. Yeah. So yeah, 14,700 is the balance, which is pretty much correct. I am still $14,489 before ROI. So I only mine 8,000 on my first batch, 5,400 on my second batch, total of 13,000 mine and 363,000 CASPA for KS3L, and I mine 142,000 CASPA on my KS0s. Total $4,800, and I'm still 2,800 short to ROI on my KS0s. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go back now and show you the switch that I did to solo pool for my KS3L. Somebody asked me like, hey, have you tried solo on KS3L? Because I only did on KS0 for last probably 3 weeks, right? But however, I didn't think about switching to solo on my KS3L. So I left one on the hump pool and one on K1 solo. And let's take a look. Let's just compare. So my is my pool mining on hump pool with the KS3L. In average, I'm getting 650 every half day, so about 1,500 CAS per day. And I switched on October 11th, right here, right? So the last data is I mined probably these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers roughly. Let's round it up. 750 by 6. That's 4,500, right? So let's round. 4,500 I did on the pool. On the same time on the KS3L I did 4,900 already paid plus 600 not paid, and I hit already 35 blocks, which is insane, just in less than 3 days. So I'm hitting close to an average almost 12 blocks a day. Pretty sure gonna hit one more in the next 7 hours, probably for sure, right? So it's 50. So we set 4,500 versus 55 already. It's probably gonna may hit a couple more blocks. So yeah, almost 1,000 more CASPA. I think it's over 1,000 more CASPA just in 3 days. That's about 300 CASPA every day extra on the just doing solo. So I think it's probably just the luck with the first week. So that's why I want to keep it longer and then watch this number. If I'm gonna be less doing than 10 blocks a day, I'm probably better off with the pool. If I'm doing 10 blocks or more, this is gonna be really more my preference to do solo, because that just works out a lot better. And I'm gonna try to upgrade the new either new firmware or hardware to 6 terahash and do another run maybe for 5 days to compare on the solo how these two perform with the better hash rate. Does it help solo mining when you do 6 terahash versus 5 terahash? I know it's gonna be a little waste time for me, but I'm kind of really interested in seeing what's the solo pool doing with this extra terahash, right? Does it gonna help any of my luck? Not. That's my personal luck. See, like it's always reported, so we'll see how we work out. So what else? Really, that's about it, I think, for our CASPA. Yeah, rates going up, the price going down, unfortunately, from almost 5.2 cents, I think, or 5.3. Yeah, I sold at 5.3. Couple thousand CASPA. It was just set on my exchange just to sell it out. I have a couple orders, and it was bomb like 5.2, 5.3 was the highest, I believe. Even maybe 5.4 was it? Can't remember. Yeah, I think it was 5.4 CASPA that I don't have transfers. Yeah, don't remember how to check history. here when I set up the orders, open orders. Let's take a look if we have any. Yeah, don't want to waste time. Yeah, I've seen it somewhere here. What's the highest I sold? I think it was 5.4 cents even. Right now it's 4.26, so really dropped like probably more than 10%, right? Maybe 15, 20%, something like that. Yeah, but 20%. So that's where we are. What else? Yep, that's about it for this video. Thanks guys for watching. If anybody like to hear about the trip we went to, we had the interesting trip. We arrived in London. I have a little image photo there. Let me open up for you just so I can show you quickly. And if anybody interested to see where we went, that would be maybe another video to show, right? But let's take a look on our trip map right here. Nope, not this one. This is the. So that I just saved it here. I don't see it. Something wrong. Maybe pictures. Yeah, it was a screenshot that I edited and then it just disappeared on me, I guess. Anyways. It's not there, it's not there. So we went from London, and actually I'll just show you right there about this. We'll just do this screenshot and I'll show you. Here you go. On the map, right? So what we did is we took a train, we took a flight. So we flew to London from San Francisco. Okay, and then we went then on bullet train from London all the way to Paris. So we stayed 4 nights here in London, then we went to Paris, stayed there another 5 nights, and then took another train from Paris to Avignon. And then we rent the car there in Avignon, rent the car and went through Provence, through little cities over here, back and forth, couple cities there, and then we stayed in the little village here. It was kind of nice mountain village, really nice views on the mountains here, and we drove to the nice beaches here, bunch of beaches around, come back, and we stayed 2 days over here, and then we drove all the way through Monaco, a little bit to Italy to visit couple locations there, and return car in Monaco. So we had to book reservation on the car rental to rent an Avignon and return to Monaco. This way we don't have to drive all the way back, right? To save a little bit of time on driving. And then we took another train from Monaco and went all the way to Milan. So next to Milan, we Airbnb here for 3 nights. So we went to Como Lake on the train and went to Milan on the train, and then after that we went for 1 day to Venice on the train. From there, 1 day we stayed here and we went to Florence and rent the car in the Florence. So after that we went and visit beaches here. We stayed in Airbnb over here. It was a nice little place in the kind of mountains. Yeah, there are hot springs, so it was a lot of fun there. 5 nights we spent here, drove to Rome, so we were driving there to return the car because we don't need car in Rome, and then after that we stayed there another 4 nights, and we had the flight booked from Rome back to San Francisco. So that was our trip basically, right? So we went back to SF, total 30 days on the entire trip. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, during that trip I was able to connect my phone to get the data and could check my miners, restart them if I needed, like I said, upgraded firmware and stuff like that. So was no issues whatsoever being outside and remotely being able remotely basically do mining. Everything was super easy, so no issues whatsoever. So yeah, if you guys traveling, I guess, and you're concerned about mining, you just need to set up all your remote accesses, have a computer at home to turn on with the passwords and with the remote access. Then I had this other app. Basically, I'm using SmartThings for smart home and monitoring temperatures outside and inside of the shed. This way I know like what's the temperature. It was getting like hot while we were on the trip. It was like going close to 100 outside in Sacramento here. So obviously have to monitor, make sure the my AC will turn on time. No issue. It's all automatically set up. So as soon as temperature goes up at certain degree, one of the AC kicks in, and then second, and then third. And I have main AC just kind of like running and cooling down. So yeah, it's an extra power usage, but however it helps to kind of maintain temperature there. And then I have fans. I have the just when it's cooler at night, all AC gets shut off, and then I just run in the fans in exhaust and intake fans, right? So I have those infinity fans, 10-inch and 8-inch, and they all ran inside the shed. So I had to keep this quiet, so I had to use all infinity fans inside with the you've seen probably a lot of pipe in there and duct work in the shed. So that's how it works for me. And then another app allows me to monitor all the power switches and everything. And like I said, I have also power monitoring app that I connect to every breaker in the shed, so I can see like the usage on every device and determine like if it's using too much power, or if it's less power, then certainly I receive the message. That means the device not mining or something disconnected or freeze. Then I can go and log into device and check or restart it. Okay. And also I can do hard power reset. So basically I have another app to turn off power and turn on back in case I cannot do it through software. So that's very important too, because if you're something freeze on your miner and you can access it through your dashboard, let's say you are remotely logged in and you can't do nothing here, you won't log in or anything. It didn't happen to me on this trip, but it did happen before, so it would be a really big concern, because if you can't restart manually by the power reset, then your dashboard is going to be useless, because you can't connect to it if something went wrong or freezing on a dashboard. Okay, so that's about it, guys. So that's the update for this video. I know it's super long because I've been on 30 days trip, so I hope you guys like the update, but we'll see you in the next one once I get my KS3L updated hardware, or hopefully maybe firmware gonna come up, and then I'll report back on the KS3L solo pool to see how are we doing on the mining solo, because I really like the last 3 days. This is really like great results for solo mining on KS3L. I was really happy with this. If it stays that way, it's just a lot better than pool mining, I guess. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.